One of my viewers made a comment that all the kicking and stuff that I have on my video is good in the white pajamas, but they're not very practical in street clothes, or he specifically said blue jeans, and I agree. I would probably not attempt any of those fancy kicks and stuff, because in a real world fight, it's probably going to be close quarters, albeit there might be a fight in the open, but to me, my philosophy is to not get in a fight. So if I was out in the open and I could get away, that would be my first choice, is to get away. So most of the fights for me, if I got pressured into a fight, will probably be a confined space where I don't have the luxury of getting away. But I just wanted to demonstrate that I am in my street clothes or work clothes. And I don't normally wear jeans, but the jeans I do wear are kind of loose. These are slacks, they're Dockers, just khakis and a shirt. But one of the things I was thinking about on the way to class today was kind of an analogy of martial arts and fighting. It has an analogy to golf, where in golf you have a short game, you have a long game. The long game obviously is your drives. You want to get your drives straight and as far as you can, and then your short drives are a little more, or your short game is a little more cerebral. You have to really think it through. You have to negotiate twists and turns. And to be a well-balanced fighter or martial artist, you want to be just as good with your long game as you are with your short game. So I'm going to go through a couple of things that I would do if I was pressured into a fight. I'll show you my short game, and then we'll work back to the long game. So the first short game, so you're going to square up, right? If you're ever in a fight, you're going to square up. To me, an effective kind of a distraction, but not necessarily a powerful hit. You want it to be powerful, but for me, I use it more as a distraction to throw the opponent off just enough to where I can get a good kick in or something. So for me, I'll start with a jab, right? So I'll jab, and whether I make contact or not, that throws the opponent off balance or off their attention. It's a distractor. And then I can come in with a knee. I can come in close quarters. I really would probably not use something like an inside sweep, but you see the clothes that I'm wearing, I can do an inside sweep, right? That's because it's a close quarters. A lot of critics would say, well, that's impractical, that throws you off balance, and I agree. I would not use that, but it's in my repertoire. So let me go through a couple of things. Of course, the obvious is the jab reverse punch, right? So jab him in the face, and then follow with a more powerful reverse punch, either to the sternum or the face. Or, because you're here, a jab, you want to throw your shoulder forward, because mechanically this is a much stronger position to be in when you're hitting than versus here, because my elbow is still a little bent, and I'm not going to get the power or the reach. So you get a little more reach this way, but it's more for the power. So if you do connect and you get the follow through, it's going to hurt a lot more. So the other one is, if you're like this and you don't connect, your opponent's either going to go left or right. And what I like, it's called the ridge hand, or you can go, you can fist it, or you can go ridge hand. I like the ridge hand, personal preference. So I'll jab, and it's a pretty powerful. I'll roll in a video of me breaking a board, a speed break with the ridge hand. So if that was somebody's head, you know, I could give them a concussion, or if in the very least put them down. So you want to go jab, and it's not in a fight in a close quarters. This, you don't want to go all the way back. You want to kind of shoot here and bring it in, and all the while you want your momentum of your body. You want to use your hips to turn. So it's real quick, right? You want to hit them either in the base of the neck or in the temple, and then it's lights out. Okay, now to the leg work. Again, start with your jab to throw them off. And the nice thing with the jab is you got your other hand to protect yourself. So jab, if you see something coming in, you can deflect this way, you can deflect that way, and then you can bring your arm back. Jab is it's kind of like the sprinter, you know. It's a quick punch. Not very powerful, but it is effective if you connect. So my first attack of choice, if I was squaring up with somebody, would be the jab, reverse punch, or jab, knee, right? Jab, knee. If it's a particularly large person that I think I would need a lot, because there's a lot more energy in your leg. The other real effective one in close quarters is jab, elbow. Because like I said, they're in defense mode, elbow, all right? So that's another good offensive move, right? I'll show you that in real time, right? And these are, to me, they're knock them down, get away. That's my philosophy. Hit them hard, knock them down, get away. And it kind of goes to my other philosophy on that I go back and forth with people who conceal carry. I don't conceal carry as a primary means of protection because of the way I dress and in the environment that I work in most of the time. So I have to rely on other things to either get me out of the situation or buy me some time to where I can get to my concealed carry weapon. So no, I don't rely on a cheap gun or any gun, whether it be expensive or cheap, to save my life. You know, that's a whole different video. I've covered that, and that's just where I'm coming from. But these things, you don't have to be a black belt. You don't have to be a master to do. It just takes a little practice, and they're called, it's called gross motor skill techniques. It's none of this arm joint lock. You know, you don't have to remember, oh, was I standing this way or this way? Because in a stressful situation, you pretty much want your muscle memory and what they call second nature to take over autopilot. You want to go into autopilot to survive, because your brain's going to go into survival mode. And the more you practice this, the easier it is for your brain to recall in a fight or flight situation. So, jab, reverse, jab, elbow, jab, knee.